to the OMG Hour.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 258 of the OMG Hour, recording July 13th. It is the 13th. No, it's the 14th.
It's the 14th.
Today is the 14th, 2017, and I am Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion. I forgot who I was.
I'm Jeff. Hey, everybody.
And while he drinks, I will say hi to everybody. It is Tycko, Mr. Second Place here, while Jeff finishes his sip of coffee.
Coffee. Could use some alcohol, but that's okay.
Right?
It's Friday, gentlemen.
It is Friday,
Happy Friday.
That's why I don't know what the heck's going on. I don't think we've ever recorded on a Friday.
That's because I have a hard rule for our group here that says no recording on Friday, because traditionally that is Miranda and I's date night, and it is as well tonight. But
it's
I didn't want to record tomorrow morning.
Right.
So
we're going to record
yesterday.
So for the next 10 minutes, we're gonna do a show, right? It's the OMG 10 minutes today.
I think we can stretch it to the full hour. But after this, I immediately have to go and actually make my kids dinner.
Okay. So fun piece of trivia though. The OMG Hour used to be recorded on a Friday when Craig and I did it. For the first 20 episodes of its life, it was always on a Friday night. And then when Jeff came along, his Friday night date night got in that way, and I said, okay, well, let's do Thursday nights.
I think we've done a Friday once before.
No, you're wrong. Shh. Stop.
You're going
to ruin the story. You're going to ruin the story.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just put that tombstone up over him. It's fine.
No, let me stay. Let me stay.
I could put it there. There you go.
Aww.
Hey, see, we've always got it ready. We've always got it. Okay, bring it back.
Oh, okay. Phoenix feather.
Yay. Back to life.
Phoenix down. All right, gents, let's talk about the tons and tons of games we've all done this week. Jeff, why don't we start with you?
Sure. So before I get to the one video I know you've got queued up, I did play a tiny bit of Destiny this week. So in Destiny 2, they're pushing some achievements forward. If you get so far in the latest book they brought out, they always have those little reward books.
Yeah.
So I've been sort of working towards that, but mostly I actually played tons of Destiny PvP.
Now, what do you mean by bringing achievements forward?
Well, they've got they're bringing. It's not achievements. It's like they. You know how you've got a little. What is that thing called? The picture background over your name.
The
What's
banner.
It called?
Banner.
Totally,
the banner.
Yeah, the banner. Is that what it's called? The banner image.
Yeah.
Anyway. So now there's like another banner that goes at the top of your screen, not just your little player card.
Oh, no.
And that is dependent on what you manage to get accomplished in the book. But you have to get it accomplished by August 1st, because August 1st is the cutoff date for when they're going to copy everything over to get it into the next Destiny 2 database. It's
not going to happen for me.
No, I know. But anyway.
I'm too busy playing other things.
So I played some Iron Banner. And I didn't manage to get all the way up to rank 5 this time. I only got up to rank like 3.5, and I was like, then I ran out of time. But anyway, so I did play a brand new game this week. It's free on the PlayStation Store this month. It is called That's You. It is, how do I explain this game? It is a party game where you sort of have to... everybody sort of guesses what a particular person would do. And then you get points based on that. There's actually 2 modes in the game. I've only played one. There's a 2-person mode, which is like cooperative. And then there's I think it's like 6 or 8 players, something like that, where it's like versus, and you're trying to compete for the highest score and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, it's pretty interesting. The whole thing is played with your camera. You don't need the controller at all. So you download the That's You app off your app store. I had it on my iOS device. Miranda had it on her awful Android device because she switched camps a week or so ago. And I think that's just terrible.
I wondered what you thought of that.
No, I'm pretty anti-Android. But anyway, So we were playing. You can take pictures on your phone of yourself for your like avatar. Everybody's got a player card back that you can pick. You can see them on the screen now if you're watching the YouTube show. And then it's just basically like it's asking me questions. And one of the questions was, it's on the screen right now. It was something like, if there was a bank robber and you saw them running out of a bank, would you give chase or would you hide away? And then everybody guesses what I would do. And then you get points based on what I said that I would do.
So I say, as I was watching this video, because what you're seeing here on the YouTube show is Jeff's side of things. So before this, there was Miranda's side. So it was questions about what would Miranda do. And
yes.
I answered all of them correct as well.
Oh, good.
So I guessed the correct answer for all of them. The only one and then for yours, I only got one wrong because you are a mean guy that would let Grandma die.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, I would have picked that for Jeff, to be honest with you.
So this is it right here. The robber grabs an old lady to use as a human shield. Would I like just let him take the old lady, or would I try to intervene or something like that? And yeah, I'm not going to intervene with a guy with a gun and a human shield. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. Because, and this is actually a true thing, why I don't get myself into crazy situations like that. I'm a father. I have 4 kids. I'm the primary income earner in this household by far. If I die, my family's lives are ruined. Like, even though she's going to get some insurance money.
And probably marry up as well.
Yeah, well, you never know, I guess. That's true. I'm not gonna put my whole family at risk for some little old lady that shouldn't be hanging out with bank robbers. I mean, come on. Anyway.
Well, I guess that's you.
And also I'm like 20 pounds. Like, what am I gonna do with a bank robber and a gun? Be like, use my like almost clever wit to try and talk him out of it? Like, no.
So there's other things in here where you have to draw an image of things and you have to pick the best. So with the 2-player game, I'm kind of wondering how does that work? If it's just the 2 of you, are you picking the image you like best? Or like, how does it, because aren't you typically gonna vote for your own?
No, because because the point is to match, right? Is to get them the same when you're doing co-op. So you only get points if you both pick the same picture.
So the object
because
is
she's trying to guess what I would pick.
Right.
So she's not trying to say which is the best. Well, I guess she is trying to say which is best, but really it's which one would I pick. So
more like the newlywed game sort of scoring system.
It's exactly what it is, yeah.
The art tools for the game, way better than what you get in Drawful, by the way, if you've ever played Drawful. You actually have like a color palette, different size brushes, different types of brushes. You know what? And the aesthetic of this game is amazing.
It really is. It looks great.
Really, really great looking game. And like I said at the top of the show, it is free on PlayStation Plus right now. It's called That's You. Highly recommend it. Great game. And it's all the llamas in the world.
It's narrated by very similar to the Jackbox games. Like the narrator's actually, he's humorous and he's always talking. Even when there's nothing on screen, he's always talking. You can't hear it here on the show because it would just be weird to hear him in the background. But it's actually fun to watch and fun to listen to. Even when, if I'm watching you guys play like we are here and I can't see what you're doing, it's still interesting to listen to what the guy's saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really great. Actually, I can't wait. I'm going to try and convince some friends to come over so that we can try like the bigger, like the non-co-op versus mode.
Now,
it's going to be a lot.
Does it have to be local?
Yeah, could you be doing this on Twitch?
Everybody has to be on the same network.
That's what I thought.
Because you need an app. It's not like Jackbox games where you just go to a website and then type in the code. You actually have to have the app on your phone. Everybody has to be on the same network because it's sending pictures and drawings and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's I assume that it wants to make it a little bit faster because you can literally I changed my photo. You can see on the screen if you're watching the YouTube show. I'm going to be changing my photo here a lot, and it's instantly tied to my camera. As I hit capture photo, it's updated in the game.
Oh, and you can do that anytime you want.
Yeah, anytime you want, you can change your photo. It's really fun. It's got all these filters and stuff, like weird mirrors blow up your face and stuff. It's just fun.
All right.
Great game.
Well, I've been playing a lot again of Ghost Recon. I'm not going to go over stuff I've talked about before, but I'm almost done the game. I think about 75% finished. So for those of you who don't know how the game works, there are 4 quadrants in this drug cartel you're trying to take down. There's production, there's influence, there's smuggling, and there's security. So I've taken down influence and security completely, 100%. I am 75% finished with production, and then smuggling is still at 19%. So I've only got one guy out of all of them. The object there is you take down all of the heads of the divisions, and it gets you down to like the major player in that operation.
Mm-hmm. And there's 2 endings in this game, right?
Oh, is there?
There is. So because you only need to take out 2 heads to take out El Jerko.
El Sueño.
The big guy. El Sueño, whatever. That's
El
what I said.
Sueño, yeah.
And then if you take him out before the other heads are done, like, because you could take him out essentially halfway through the game.
Yes,
right?
you can. I have that option right now.
Yeah. If you do that, you get like a midway ending, and then you play the rest of the game, and you get the full ending.
Oh, see, I'm not going to take him down until I've got all 4 major heads done. All right, I'm not going to go anywhere near him.
Like the combined ending.
Yeah, so there are 2 missions for El Sueño. I've done one of them. There's a mid story mission, and then I know the last one's to take him down, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere near that until I'm done everything else. So a couple things. One, I finally got an assault rifle that has a grenade launcher on it, which is freaking awesome. So, which is great for taking down, when vehicles come up towards you, or helicopters. You take down a helicopter in one shot.
Sean, this is not very stealthy using a grenade launcher.
No,
it sounds like something I would do.
It does.
No,
it does.
So I use the grenade when things get hectic. Because there are some missions where you can't help it. It's just chaos.
Yeah.
So that's when I pull out the grenade launcher and usually launch it at vehicles. So when a vehicle pulls up, I'll blow it away. Or if a helicopter is attacking me, I'll pull out the grenade launcher and take the helicopter down, which is a lot of fun.
Cool.
Second is I've reached max level, which is level 30, and then you unlock what's called Tier 1. Which gives you more rewards. And instead of getting XP, you get Tier 1 rewards, or tier points. But here's what's weird about this. You start at Tier 50 and work backwards down to Tier 1. Which is like, so you quote-unquote level up and get bonuses every time you level up, and yet your level number is going down. So I'm on Tier 1, level 44.
So you're ranking up more than leveling up.
Right.
You're leveling up and ranking down.
But ranking down, like the lower the number, the better it is. Also, the lower your number, the harder the game gets. So what it does is if you're playing, for example, I think arcade is the lowest level for difficulty. If you're playing on arcade, once you get to, I think, level 45, it switches you to normal difficulty. You can no longer play on arcade while Tier 1 is turned on. And then as you level up your tier, you are forced into the higher difficulty levels. Right? You can turn off the tier anytime you want and stop earning tier points, right? But there are bonuses. Basically you get equipment, you get clothes, you get supplies,
really?
You get lots of stuff. You unlock a lot of stuff every time you level up. So it's fun. So that's where I am now. And finally, it's gotten to the point in the game where, as I said last week, you get to a point where you've pretty much seen and done everything. It's just, it's lather, rinse, repeat at this point, other than the story missions are pretty varied, but you're typically doing something you've done before. So now I'm at that point where I'm just experimenting and having fun. And so I think both of you know the network stations where you have to blow open the door, rush in, kill all the guys, find the computer, and hack in within like a minute and a half, right? Well, you can't clear out the building until you blow open the door because there's no windows. There's a glitch in the game, however, when it comes to sync shot. So, first of all, I use the rebel power to spot and they successfully spot every guy in the building. So now I know where they are. Then using my drone, I mark off 3 guys inside the building. There is a glitch with sync shot. When a guy is behind walls, they will target him for a split second and then say, "Oh, I've lost my target," and then never get it back again. But if you tell him to take the shot at that moment, he will successfully kill the guy inside the building.
Through a wall.
Through the wall.
Nice.
So I actually did that. I spent, 15 minutes just having fun, flying around waiting for it to recharge, lining up 3 guys. As soon as I says, "I got my guy's inside," I go, "Take the shot." And I took out every single guy inside the station before even blowing open the door.
Wow.
Sean's a cheater.
Well, you got to make your own fun sometimes in these open world games, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
You probably put over 100 hours into that game by now.
Oh, I am having a lot of fun with this game. I really am. And that's what's fun about it, And I love blowing away cars with the rocket launcher.
Yeah. So. Are you going to touch the DLC for this?
I think I'm going to try the Narco Road deal. No, wait, which one is it? No,
Narco Road was one that we didn't care for.
No, the other one, the Shadow, whatever it's called, the third or second DLC. I think where you're hunted. I think you're being hunted by an elite group of soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try that one when I'm done. But the Narco Road, I'll probably try Narco Road just to see what it's all about, but it sounds dumb.
It's like the old Far Cry DLCs, which is the only reason I'm not really excited about them, because you don't get to... There's no progression between them.
No, it's complete. You have to load it completely separate.
Yeah. And that really is like...
right?
Really?
You want something that, give me, or at least if I complete it, give me something from my main game character. Some reason for me to want to jump away from this game to go to that one.
It's just that Ubisoft weirdness.
Yeah.
It's just like every once in a while they just do something
a
little bit wrong, just so you know it's an Ubisoft game.
Right.
Yeah.
I prefer DLC that integrates into the main game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, everybody does.
Right.
That's why it's so weird.
The Tomb Raider DLC integrated right. So when I played the 20th anniversary edition of Rise of the Tomb Raider, all the DLC was already in the game as if it was part of the main story.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim or
Fallout, Skyrim, Witcher, any of those games where they add that in, and it's just an extra thing you can do. I think what happens with Ubisoft is they have these weird ideas. Somebody builds something and they said, "Well, that doesn't fit the tone for the rest of the game," and then we'll release it as DLC, and not have it be a part of the full game.
Right. So there's a couple of missions in the main story that just get added on. So I've noticed on my map there's a couple heads or characters on the map, on the cartel map, that are not part of the main grouping. So I don't know how they come into it. Somehow they're a separate story that was added in later, like new missions. But Narco Road and the other one certainly are separate. You have to go to the main menu to start them. All right, so that's my I'm having a lot of fun with it. Last night I took JJ Mahoney through a little bit of it, so he finally got the game. It was on sale, I think, through Amazon's Prime days.
I bought a game on Prime. I bought Battlefield 1.
Did you now?
Nice.
How much was it?
$40.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it just went free on Access.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed to make that sign. Oh, no, I could make it. Sean will just get mad.
Read between the lines. Read between the lines. All right. A new game came out this week. A game that Tycko and I actually really, really liked at PAX East. It's a game called Serial Cleaner. That's finally available now on PS4 and Xbox One. And
indie.
I guess it's indie, but it's actually a lot of fun. It's great visual style. It takes place in the 70s, so it's got a very 70s vibe, very cartoon. Like what kind of how would you describe this art style, Jeff? Like I'm not sure how to describe it.
I don't know if it's very hard for me to see because new Skype is awful and I can't actually make you full screen.
Oh, great.
I don't even know how I'd describe this. It's not, it looks a little old school, but it's not like all pixely and stuff. It's very vector based, I'd say.
Yeah, it's squares and
flat. square,
cartoony, very square, old school, but not 8-bit old school. Let's put it that way.
No. It's still modern. It is a very modern art style, right?
Yes. So
you look at your phone and it's got all like the flat colors and big shapes and iconic and stuff like that. That's what this is.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the Cartoon Network stuff, like Samurai Jack and Fairly Odd Parents, like that sort of cartoon stuff.
That's it. Fairly Odd Parents. That's a good description. So Serial Cleaner is I guess you could say, a fast-paced stealth game. You have to do everything. You are a cleaner, okay? You are a mob cleaner.
I remember you talking about this now.
You have to go through this level, find the dead bodies to get rid of them, find the evidence, so there might be a wristwatch or a pistol or something. And then you have to clean up the blood using your handy-dandy blood cleaner.
Blood vacuum.
Vacuum.
The blood vacuum. Everybody's got one of those.
Exactly, right? And you have to do it all without being seen or caught by the police officers that are in the area. There's hiding spots that you basically hide in them, and then some of them have multiple exit points. Later on in the game, you start getting levels where there's objects you can actually move to create new paths, or to you can go in, maybe close a door so the cops don't see you while you're in there, or block their path to you. Now, Tycko, I know you've been playing it as well. I found that it actually got hard really fast.
It did. Like, I think that this is level 4.
Yeah.
I think we're both on this. This is the same level I'm at right now. I almost finished it the first time through, but I was confused as to what you're supposed to do with the bodies in this one, and I brought them all back to the elevator, thinking I got to bring so I brought all the bodies back to the elevator, cleaned up all the blood, collected all the evidence, and like, why isn't the elevator going down? Then I realized that you're actually supposed to toss the bodies out the window.
Toss them out the window.
So I had to go back and get the bodies, and on the third body, as I'm trying to get it back to the window to toss it out, I got spotted and killed by the police.
Yeah.
And I've tried it like 15 times since then. I have not been able to replicate that success.
It was hard. The other thing too is you have a diamond shape around you as you're walking, and anywhere, if that diamond shape, it's your
sound.
It's your sound. It's how far your sound travels. If any cop hears it, even through a wall, they will come looking to see what's made that sound. So you got to get out of the way, go hide, or just get out of there so they no longer see you somewhere. And I kept tipping off that one cop like 3 or 4 times. I'm how do I get past him? I ended up having to run the other way because it was running down the hallway beside him, kept tipping him off.
Yeah.
So
the nice thing is, if you hide, even if they're right behind you as you jump into a closet or something, they just stand outside the closet for a second and then go away.
I know. It's
nice.
Yeah, the AI is not smart, but it's a fun game. I enjoy it. I think it's well done. It's funny when in between jobs you're at home with your mother, and you're listening to the radio, or you're watching television, or reading the newspaper, and then you get a call on your telephone, and you have to answer it and go do the next job. But it's fun. It's definitely an indie game, but I highly recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun if you like stealth, but not your slow-paced, like you don't have to sneak around. You have to sneak, but you're running. It's a running sneak stealth game, right?
It's all line of sight for the cops. They have a cone of sight, so you just have to stay out of their cone. Yeah,
like you could literally be right beside them, but as long as you're out of their cone of sight, they won't see you. Anything else, Tycko?
No, I really enjoy it. It's fun. It's a clever game. It's an enjoyable game. I know there's some bonus missions in there too, so I'm gonna try some of those because I think you can just do those on your own as well, without having to do any of the main story.
Yeah, there's a campaign, and then there's bonus missions. So, and the campaign just tells a simple story, and it takes place in 1972. So, you know, when we were all youngins or not even born yet.
Yes, well, I wasn't born yet.
Neither was
You're
Jeff.
the old
I wasn't born yet either.
I was old.
John, were you born in 1972?
I was 1 year old in 1972.
God, you're old.
You're old, Sean.
I know.
Old bee.
That's why this is the Omga Hour.
Sorry. Omga Hour.
So, all right, Tycko, regale us with all of your games.
Well, I played Serial Cleaner, as you are aware.
It's going to be a big list.
Yes. No. I opened my toy, so I played. Yes.
Ooh.
What?
Yes. I opened it finally, and
What
I've
is
been playing
it?
The Switch.
Oh.
I showed you the thing. Oh yeah, that's right.
Well,
people, if I just hold
listeners
things up,
don't know what that is. So
yes, I know that. I know that now. I realize that if I don't.
Welcome to descriptive video.
Yes. Well, isn't Sean going to go over that and just like say what it is that we showed in the thing? He's like, Tycko has been showing a Switch controller, and just do that. That way we don't have to worry about it. Sean. Just make that part of your editing process.
The OMG hour for the blind. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
How about you just say what you're saying and that is done?
Fine, I'll do that. So yes, I've been playing some Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Where's your gameplay?
And
where's your gameplay footage?
Well, we have a long-standing tradition on the show to not show Nintendo stuff because they steal our stuff when we do that.
They do.
So they get nothing from us anymore. So
you know what I'll do? I'll just draw pictures and then we'll just use those. It'll just be like a couple of screenshots you can put in a slideshow.
Sure.
Of like Zelda getting a Master Sword and all the kind of stuff. They can't copyright that, right? We'll call him Larry instead. I'll put like a little point arrow. It's like Larry, not Link. Absolutely not Link.
Right.
Yes, the Adventures of Larry.
Excellent. Leisure Suit Larry.
So I'm enjoying it so far. I've just started. I'm getting used to the controller still because it is a little bit. It is a little weird to use that controller for those of us used to a regular controller. But
you need to get the Pro controller. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I've just popped it into this thing, which to the audio listeners is I don't know what it's called, so that's why I haven't said what it is.
The Joy-Con grip.
The Joy-Con grip. So I'm going to try that to see if it's any better. But I've been finding because of where the jump button and everything like that is located, I've been dying a little bit.
It's really uncomfortable playing on the small controllers. It really is.
Yeah. So I'm going to probably pick up the Pro controller now, just so I can sort of play through a little bit more of the game as well.
Did you hook it up to your TV?
I have not. It's actually right here.
Oh, and it's playing.
Me. Yes.
No, don't show it the screen. Oh, Nintendo's going to take all our advertising revenue.
No, it was quick enough that it was blurred out, so we're okay. I haven't hooked it up to the TV yet. I will eventually. It's just if I put it out there, then Leah will try to play with it. And
that's true. Zelda. You all know when I first got it, I thought, you know what, this is going to be my handheld. I'm not going to hook it up to the TV. And then I started playing Zelda, and I'm like, I got to hook this up to the TV and play it with the Pro controller. And it's, I had played it for so long on the handheld. I hooked it up to the TV, and I went, oh, everything's so big. Because that's literally, it just gets bigger. Like, it doesn't rescale anything, It's just...
Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
No, it just takes what you're watching on the handheld and makes it huge, right? So everything scales up, and all of a sudden everything's just really big.
Nice. I will plug that in this weekend. Hook that up this weekend to the TV because I haven't even got the HDMI plugged into that right now. So
What are you guys playing on that thing? Like I look
Zelda,
every once in a while.
That's it. Zelda.
I don't give a shoot about Zelda.
And Snake Pass. And Lego.
Get Snake.
I have a Lego
Undercover?
Lego Undercover I have on it.
You're mentioning all games that I don't like, except for Snake Pass. That looks legitimately cool, but I'd get it on PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand. Yeah. Like, I want a Switch.
There are other than Zelda, there are no must-have games for the Switch.
No, I'm looking forward to the new Mario if they can actually get their price down on that because the pre-order price is ridiculous.
$100. Why is it $100?
For Mario?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he going to come out and make me breakfast or what?
It better.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm interested in the game, but I am not interested in spending $100 on it. And knowing Nintendo stuff, the price drops once every 40 years. So
right, exactly.
Oh yeah, that stuff never comes down.
No,
ever.
No, the hardware does, but the software doesn't.
I'm assuming it's got an online store.
It does. Yes.
They've advanced at least into the 90s by this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there games in that, or can I get to that online store on my computer?
Yeah, I think it's Nintendo eShop or something.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't know if you have to do it on the console or not. I've never done it on the PC.
Yeah, the pricing is the same as buying a cartridge, though. You don't get any savings by buying a digital.
I'm just, what my thing is just what
games
do they have
I play?
cool games? Do they have cool games? in the
No.
in the store? Is there anything new to play
Nothing.
in there?
I mean, there's a lot of games in there, but are they games you're going to want to play? I don't think so, honestly.
I haven't seen anything. When I looked at the store, there was nothing on there that said that I wanted to play that I didn't already have on another console.
Yeah, there's a couple games I want to play, but I don't want to pay the $40 or $50 for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. So.
I don't suppose you guys have tried Minecraft.
No, I don't play Minecraft.
I know you guys are weird.
Do the Minecraft thing. I've tried.
So good.
I've tried.
So good.
Next week, I'm going to talk about a game that I love, that we loved at PAX East. I have it. I'll be playing it this weekend, but next week we'll talk about it. I'll show you some video for Yonder, the something or other Chronicles. I can't remember the name of it.
Just Yonder. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, so good.
I'm looking forward to, because you're playing that on PS4, right?
On PS4, yeah. But so next week I'll be able to show you that game and rave about it. All right, gents. I think we should move. What?
Bomberman is $50. Bomberman.
What?
Bomberman.
$50.
Why is Bomberman $50?
Well, you see,
oh my gosh.
because
Nintendo
there's
no
put it out.
You see. There's
I'm not actually defending the choice to have Bomberman for $50. It should be free with.
Well, see, Nintendo now you have Splatoon 2, and you have ARMS. Those are the big titles that are out until Mario comes out.
Kart.
But
legitimately, Mario Kart is like the only thing that I would buy.
Yeah, but it's a.
Although I would buy
remake.
Mario Kart.
It's just a remake.
I didn't play the last one, and I like Mario Kart, so
all right.
that'd be okay.
Well, then you go buy a Switch just for Mario Kart.
Okay, I will stop asking Switch questions now. Let's move on.
All right,
to the stuff we like to talk about.
Let's move on. All right, gentlemen. So, because we can't have enough Game Passes or Netflix game services out there, now you can get all-you-can-play indie gaming for $10 a month with a service called Jump. Because, between PlayStation Now, between my Xbox Game Pass, you gotta have another one.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But don't you just wait for these to all be 99 cents and then just buy the 10 of them that you were interested in playing in the first place?
And that's a good point, Tycko, because typically indie games are not expensive. So, first of all, Microsoft is giving you an all-you-can-play Game Pass,
yes.
With I think 5 new games a month being added for $10. Now, these are AAA games. Now you've got the indie scene.
Probably. Do we know if they're AAA games?
Yeah.
Debatably.
Most of them are AAA games.
Okay.
But now you've got the indie scene, which are typically maybe, $10 to $20 max
at launch.
For an indie game?
At launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're paying $10 a month to play, well, I guess, whatever's in their library. It's getting too much. Like, come on. This is, I don't know. It's getting way too much here.
For me, with the indie games, I don't think I've bought... There's been a few indie games, legitimately, that I've bought brand new. Not many, but a few. But most of the time, if I buy an indie game, you buy it on sale on Steam.
For $2 or $1.
One of 3 sales during the year.
Right.
And you pay next to nothing for it, and then you get it. But at the same time... that's me, that's us all, maybe. But if they think this is legitimately going to make indie game companies money, then, I'm good with it. I just don't see myself... I would buy EA Access if it was on PlayStation, right?
Right. I wish it was.
Yeah, I would. I don't know about the Microsoft one. I don't know if I buy one on PlayStation, just because I typically buy all the games I want anyway. We're lucky enough. We're old. We have money. We can pretty much... we don't have unlimited wealth, but if there's a game I want, I can kind of just go to the store and buy it.
You don't have to wait for a birthday or Christmas anymore.
I'm not like an old college student where, back when I was in college, actually, I literally pirated all of my games because I was a PC gamer. I had no money. That's what I did. Yeah, but I don't do that anymore, and now I have a really hard stance against piracy. I don't mind piracy when you're 20 and you have no money and you want to play games, but if you're 35 and you're making 100 grand a year, I really don't think that you should be pirating video games.
Now, on the other side of the fence, I thought about these services. So I think about PlayStation Now, even though it's mostly PS3 games. Once they start adding more PS4 games, it would be better. So we got PlayStation Now for $20 a month. You have Microsoft Game Pass for $10 a month, and you have the indie gaming or Jump for $10 a month. So you're looking at $40 a month for essentially all you can play gaming. That's, when you look at that, $40 a month is less, for us, it's half the price of one game a month for all the games you can play. It's actually not that bad a deal when you actually look at all of them together, that you could play all Xbox, all PlayStation, and all indie games for $40 a month. It's not that bad, but
here's the deal.
The problem is you're not getting recent games. That's my biggest deal with this.
Yeah, it's not like a game is not like a movie, right? This is all like Netflix style subscription services. A movie, I'm going to start it, and then 2 hours and a bit later, I'm going to be done it.
Right.
And then, maybe I'll go watch it again later at some point months down the road, or, if it was really good, maybe sooner if I have to convince Miranda to watch it or something. But with a game, I'm going to spend more than 2 hours. So if I take all my available gaming time for the whole month, that's like one game could last me multiple months.
Well, exactly.
So,
yeah.
And therefore, the cost of that game broken out over 2 months is about $40. And again, this is us, right? And we have our own freaking YouTube and podcast show where we talk about video games, but we have to play the new games. And I only want to play the new games.
Right.
And I don't think that anybody would listen to this show if every week we got up and said, so I finally played
something from 10 years ago.
I finally played Killzone, the PlayStation 4 launch title on PSN. It streamed really, really good. Oh my gosh.
Right? Yeah.
Negative subscribers will be the first one that we got so many unsubscriptions you can't actually subscribe anymore.
And that's, I'm curious, listeners and viewers, because I think typically the people who listen to us, people who watch us, they're in the same boat. They play the games that are out now. They're not waiting 2-3 years to buy a game when it goes down to $10.
Yeah.
Yes, people are snatching up games that they missed 6 months ago when they go on sale, for example, on Prime Day, which just happened this week, right? So yeah, they're going to grab a bunch of games they missed, but those games are still considered fairly new games, right? They're not 4 or 5 years old on these things you're now paying $10 or $20 a month to play, right? So I don't think our audience, if you guys listening to us, if you think these are good ideas, please tell us. Is this something you would actually pay for? Because I personally don't know anyone who would willingly pay $20 or whatever dollars for a Game Pass of this kind when they're all old games, all of them.
Yeah, the only one EA Access is the only one that really, and that's a bunch of free games. It's $29 for the year.
For the year, yeah, exactly. That service is worth it. Yeah,
there's some value there, and you get the discount as well.
Yeah, you get the discount if you buy. I have never bought an EA game on Xbox. I have EA Access. I'm probably going to cancel it this year because I haven't been on Xbox very much at all. But it was worth the $35 to me, for being able to play those games. There. Yeah, because you get the demos of all these games, and then you get a bunch of free games when they finally come down to zero or they go into the vault.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, even like Microsoft's one at $10 a month. That's like the games I already have most of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not for us, right? If you just turned 19 and maybe you've got a summer job now and got your first Xbox and you're like, $10 a month and I get to play all these great games that came out before I knew what an Xbox was. Woo! I get it. Good deal. $10 a month is nothing.
I still think that even if you are
not a great thing.
Even if you are 19, 20, you're getting your first job and you're a gamer, you don't want to play the stuff that's old. You want you know what's new because all your friends are playing it.
Yeah,
right? You're not going to go play a game that's 4 or 5 years old. I don't think you're going to be satisfied. I don't think the teenagers are going to be satisfied playing 3-4-year-old games.
No, absolutely not. They want the newest. They want the latest and greatest.
Right.
Just like we do.
Just like we do. It's no different. All right, Jeff, I'm going to turn this one over to you because you put in a huge list of a whole bunch of Destiny stuff.
It's not even the full list. There's been more because we did this on Wednesday for prep for Thursday's show, and then we had Thursday and Friday's worth of more videos because every day this week and for like a month, IGN is putting a new video out featuring some component of Destiny 2. Destiny 2 month, actually. This is like a collection of this week's videos. So obviously there's a lot of Destiny 2 news breaking. Obviously next week we're going to be talking about Destiny 2 on the show because the beta comes out on Tuesday. Actually, did you pre-order, Sean?
No, I've been trying to pre-order all day today because it's payday.
Yeah.
And the store has not been accepting. Every time I click pay, it says an error has occurred, and the game or whatever, the transaction did not go through. I'm like, what? Every time I tried on my phone, I tried on the PC. So as soon as we're done the show, I'm going to go onto my PS4 and see if I can't make it go through.
Okay.
So no, I want to pre-order it, but
which version are you pre-ordering,
dude? I'm see $10. I have $10 in my hand. I'm going to crumple it up and throw it away. That's what I'm going to do tonight. What did you do, Jeff? Did you keep that 10? Did you fold it nicely and put it in your pocket?
So last week I gave a good old rant about, was it last week or the week before? I don't remember.
It was last week.
Last week.
That was the stupidest $10 to spend ever. Anybody that did it was an idiot. And then at the end of all that, I said, yeah, but I'm probably going to do it because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I spent the extra $10. I mean, it's $10. I don't know. I have no excuse. It's so dumb. And I was like sitting it there on the cart on my PlayStation going, are you going to spend $100 million on this? It's like $130 for a freaking video game. And I'm like, I could spend $120. This $10 worth of garbage is nothing. It's useless for all the reasons I already gave last week. Oh, well, bye.
I have a question for you, though. Did you put the $120 one in your cart?
Yeah.
See, I did.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
I put the $121 in my cart, and then I'm like, okay, look up online. What are the bonuses? What? I couldn't find any information, like any more detail.
No, there is none.
No, there's no detail as really what they are or how good they are. It's just, here's what it is. But there's no sense of how good it is or why you want it, anything, right? What it looks like. Yeah. And so I had the $120 one in my cart, and I'm like, okay, no, wait, okay, no, I'm gonna save the $10. No, I'll forget it. I'll get the $130 one.
Watch tomorrow. There'll be a $10 off savings if you have just waited.
Oh no, that game's printing money for them right now. It's already got thousands of 5-star reviews. It has for a while,
and it's not even out yet.
It's not even out yet, and I'm like, oh, you guys that rated this 5 stars, you all suck.
So Jeff, you and I are pre-ordering on PS4 so we can play together. And Tycko, what are you going to pre-order on?
I am. Well, I don't even know if I'm going to pre-order for one.
PS4, right? PS4, right?
Well, no, probably.
Well, you know what? No,
probably
he's going to get an Xbox. But you know what, Tycko? If you can still play with us this next weekend because the open beta is coming out, so you can download it on PlayStation 4, and then the three of us can play it together. You know what? I will absolutely do that. We will do that, and we will play, and we will have show footage of me failing horribly while you two just kill bosses in one shot, and I kill myself tripping over a stone. Oh, that's funny because I was about to say that. After we get you playing on PlayStation 4 with us and you realize how fun it is to play with Sean and I, because Sean and I have a lot of fun playing this game, we would spend the next month trying to convince you to get it on PlayStation 4. But now that you just told me that you're bad at the game...
I'm bad at all games. Have you not watched any of my gameplay?
On our team, because that game gets pretty hard.
Have you never seen any of my gameplay footage that I've shared? How do you not know I'm bad at games?
Jeff, you know... Yes. You know how Tycko plays from our time in the Division. Remember?
That's fine. He can play a Titan. He can go out front.
Right? Exactly.
And he can smash things.
Smash! Right? Hulk smash!
we'll stay back and laud giant freaking plasma balls across the map or
Exactly.
arc stuff.
I still remember that one night. It was Jeff, myself, Miranda, and Tycko in the division, and we're all hanging back, picking off guys, and there's Tycko just running down the hallway, boom, 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 and then he's like, "Oh, I'm dead." It's like, well, you literally just ran way ahead of us, right into the middle of all the enemies.
I recall there being a reason for having to run in.
No, the reason was you just want to run in. Also,
yeah, it's probably effect.
Also in Ghost Recon, when we first started playing that,
that was an accident.
It took us a long time to figure out how to play Ghost Recon together, to be fair.
No, the very first mission when you're supposed to, sneak into the little house and take off.
Listen, I didn't know how to fast travel. I did not know how to fast travel to where you were, so I flew over with my helicopter. I'm like, oh, there you are.
No, it was a car, dude. You drove the car right into the compound. Just drove through.
You forgot about the helicopter incident.
No, I remember the helicopter incident, believe me. The one where I was sniping everyone quietly, and then all of a sudden they all knew where I was because you crashed a helicopter behind me.
I would say aggressively landed.
Yeah.
And to be fair, again, those helicopters were hard to learn how to fly. They kind of have a mind of their own.
Well,
anyway.
At first, sure.
Anyway. Okay. Destiny 2. Lots of new information.
Was that what we're talking about? Oh, sorry.
It was what we're talking about. So they showed off, they had a bunch of videos. They showed off some Void Warlock gameplay. They showed off some a new Titan Striker gameplay. They showed off their new PvP control mode updates. Control was like when you had the 3 points, you have to capture a point.
Yep.
I know you guys don't play PvP, but if you do play PvP and you're listening to the show, I'll let you know what's changed. So because they had to reduce the total number of players from 6 per side to 4 per side, they made a whole bunch of really interesting changes to the control game mode, which is actually my favorite game mode. Where before you used to have to, like, if the enemy had captured a point, you used to have to go there. You used to have to uncapture their point and then capture it. So it's like if there was you drain out the red, and then you had to fill up the blue, basically, right?
Right.
Now they got rid of that because there's so many less players. It'll just fill up, so you don't have to basically capture it twice. They also got rid of all the mechanics around having more people on a flag captures it faster because there's just less players.
So hang on a second. So is it similar to the way Overwatch does it now? Because Overwatch, you just have to be the first person to get to 100. So is it similar? So if blue team is at 20, and then red team comes along, gets to 25, and then loses it, does red stay at 25 while blue builds up?
No. It's more like a Battlefield type, where if you don't capture it and then you leave, it just goes away and it resets.
Okay.
So, and there's 3 points. Okay. So, anyway, it looks pretty fun. I'm still really nervous about having to play PvP with less players. They're putting a lot more emphasis on. You know what? It's interesting. I know I said this a long time ago, and it's funny you brought it up. They're taking a lot of cues from Overwatch and bringing them into Destiny. They were talking today. They had a video about sound and how they're going to use sound design to help enhance the experience, to like more information about what enemies are doing with the sound design. The UI now has it shows you at the top all the players that are in the match and what class they are and what subclass they are and what the status of their super is, so you can be more strategic about working with other players. And they're really trying to amp up the teamwork instead of making it just a whole bunch of lone wolves. So
do we have to can we escort the payload?
There's no payload maps as far as I've seen so far.
Fail.
But that would be really cool. I mean, Battlefront 2 is going to have payloads. So maybe all the games should just have payloads.
Destiny 2 is going to suck then. No payloads? That's it. I'm not playing.
I know, right?
Right.
So they also showed off 2 new PvP maps. One of them takes place if you played Destiny. You know, there's like a new social area for by a mountain. It was introduced with the Iron Wolves update.
Yeah.
Iron Wolves? Was that the name of the update? Anyway.
I don't remember now, actually.
Anyway, it's where the mountain, you got to climb the mountain. Anyway, that whole area is a PvP map now. So that's pretty cool. And then they also had a new PvP map on Venus that was pretty cool. And then they talked about there was also a video talking about the story of Destiny 2 and how they're putting a lot more emphasis on story and getting people invested in the world and talking about the lore and all that kind of stuff. So, I thought that was super interesting.
Lots of new information.
Really, really, really hyped for this game.
So you mentioned a Void Warlock. Is that, I can't remember now. Is Void a new?
No,
it's
not.
No.
No.
Okay.
Void is the class you started at.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
In Destiny 1, if you were a Warlock. So he was the one that can blink when he jumps, or their super was you would have to jump up in the air, and then you would do your super, and you'd fire a huge purple void ball.
Yeah, the
that
void
blew
bomb.
Up everything.
So what have they changed?
The class I'm playing right now.
What have they changed then?
What did they change with Void? Was the Void the one? I think the Void one's now a roaming super, where instead of firing one ball, you get to fly around the map, literally fly, and fire these little swords down. Was that one? I don't remember off the top of my head.
No, that's the flame one. They were
that's
firing
the solar one. Yeah,
that's the solar one. I don't remember now. I would have to watch the video again.
I can't wait to play that though. Because that looks so cool. You're dropping swords basically from the sky.
Yeah.
So.
It looks good. Shut up, video. I'm just gonna see if this guy ever launches his super, but I don't think he is. I think I'm in the wrong freaking video. I am. Anyway,
so
I don't remember.
You've begun loading your pre-order.
It's done. It's loaded on both my consoles,
and that starts on Sunday. Is that right?
No, Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday starts. Okay.
Yeah.
The Tuesday's open beta?
No.
That's the closed beta.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I have it on my map. The closed beta starts on the 18th on PlayStation 4. It starts on the 19th on Xbox One. And then the open beta starts on Friday, the 21st, and it runs through the weekend. And the social area, the farm, which I think we talked about last week, is only going to be available for 1 hour on Sunday the 23rd.
What?
For 1 hour on Sunday the 23rd at, I do believe the time was 1 p.m. Eastern.
What?
Seems very odd.
They really want to test it. They want everyone in there for that hour to test it. They want to test the load.
If you think about that, that's interesting. So because the beta, there's nothing in the beta really. There's one strike, one PvP mode with I think 2 maps, and
the opening mission,
one story mission, right?
Yeah.
So even though the beta is open for almost for 6 days, there's not 6 days worth of content in that game, right?
We'll be done in one night.
You'll be done in one night.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is that if there's no social area, there's no engrams because you have no way to decode them.
Right.
So in the E3 demo, when you started the game and you created a character, all the press guys started at level 20, which I think is the max light level for the release game. And they had in their inventory all purple gear, and including a purple scout rifle, a purple pulse rifle, a purple. They had basically one. They had. They never got anything.
We lost the two of you there for the last 10 seconds. Can you just repeat what they all got?
Oh, I'm sorry. So what they got was a full loadout of purple gear. They were level 20.
Yeah.
And they got a full load of purple gear. So they had in their inventory one of each type of gun.
Okay.
So that they could try them all, basically.
And do you think that's what the beta is going to do?
I'm assuming that's what it's going to be because there's not going to be any chance to get loot.
Right.
There's no cryptarch.
So it sounds like we're going to get less in this beta than we did for Destiny 1.
A lot less.
Yeah.
A lot less. Because if you recall, Destiny 1 beta, we had the entire first quarter of the game for the first planet. Right? We had every mission on Earth.
Pretty much.
Including a strike, including PvP. And now you're still getting a strike, still getting PvP, but you're getting one story mission. And that story mission better be the greatest thing I've ever played.
But that's good because I remember being sort of disappointed when I realized...
Oh, we were absolutely disappointed.
Yeah, when we realized that what we had played was the whole first quarter of the game. Before it was even released. So now the closed beta to the open beta, is it a reset when you go back to open beta?
Don't know. I mean, there's not much to reset because there's no progression.
That's true. That's true. All right. Lots of Destiny news. We'll have more stuff next week. Moving on. The Nintendo 3DS, the new Nintendo 3DS has ceased production in Japan now.
Yes.
So this to me tells me that they're going to they're stopping production of all 3D stuff. Right? They're going to the 2D, the new 2DS that they just launched, the clamshell one. Right?
Yeah.
They're literally saying, okay, 3D is done.
No.
This is what this tells me.
No. Well, they're stopping production on the new 3DS.
Yes.
But the new 3DS XL is still going.
It's still going. Okay.
And the new 2DS XL is still going.
Yes. The 2DS.
And that's it. So basically, the XL models are still going for both 3D and non-3D. For 3D and 2D, I guess that would technically be Jet Kits. Okay. And yeah, it's just the smaller 3DS that's going away.
So they're basically limiting. They're going to one form factor, is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, two.
Well, 2D and 3D.
But are they not? Are they not identical form factors?
They're a little different.
Are they? Okay. I thought they were actually the same. I thought it was literally the same case, and one was 3D and one wasn't.
No, the 2DS it's got some weird stuff going on with the exterior shell.
Huh. Okay.
It's a little different.
Well, doesn't it?
Anyway, you're right about one thing. I think this is the beginning of the end.
It is. Absolutely, it's the beginning of the end. You know? Yeah. I mean, we've already seen that the games coming out, they've already said that the games will stop supporting 3D. So if that's the case, then eventually you won't be able to buy new 3DS anymore. At which point, why even call it a 2DS? Why not? I don't know. They're going back to the original. It's just a DS.
And then eventually it's just going to be called the new Nintendo DS.
DS, exactly. Right?
Light.
That's what the
Light
2DS
XL.
is. It's just a DS. They're going back to what we had 10 years ago. Yeah. All right.
Advance. They're going to call it the new Nintendo 3DS. No, the new Nintendo DS Advance.
Light.
Turbo.
Light.
Turbo.
XL. Micro.
Super. All the words. Okay, and finally, Jeff, how excited are you for the new Gran Turismo Sport coming out? October 17th.
October 17th. I don't know. So I'm a little of two minds for two reasons.
It has VR.
It has... Okay, so let's talk about that, Sean. It has VR, but with limitations. So it has... Every car can be driven in VR. Only about... I think they said 3/4 of the maps are compatible with VR. But the only game mode you can play in VR is head-to-head.
What?
So 2-car, offline only...
Shut up.
Races.
What? Yeah. Offline only?
Offline only.
Ooh.
2 cars versus mode.
You and I cannot play together in VR. No. That is stupid.
And that has a lot of people unhappy, right? Because there's a few dream scenarios you want to do in VR, right? Piloting a spaceship, piloting a jet fighter, and driving a race car.
Yes.
And there's probably others too that I'm forgetting, but like those are some of the big ones, right? And
being Batman.
I guess I don't. Batman, whatever, man. But this is just sort of like GT Sport it's going to be a little bit more sim than I think people are used to. But it's still primarily not a VR game. And I've said this on the show like 100 times, but I don't want to do racing without VR. It's that much better, I
agree.
It changes it that much. It's amazing racing in VR. It is like, I love racing games. I've always loved racing games. I mean, good racing games, not the racing games you guys play.
Shut up now.
they're just so much better in VR. Like even that terrible racing game, it's not terrible, but like Drive Club, which is not a great racing game, it's just good, was made 1,000 times better by being in VR, to be the point where it's my favorite driving experience ever, even though I think Forza is a much better game. And speaking of Forza, the other problem is Forza comes out just 2 weeks before that. I don't have enough time in my life for 2 racing games. So now I'm like, oh, and I know, my buddy TJ, who is probably listening to me say this right now, he's going to want to get our old racing game back together, and he's going to want to race when Forza comes out because it comes out on PC. And
right.
And my racing wheel, all my stuff will work on PC. My PC's powerful enough to run it. So I should probably get it there, but I'm like, VR, I got no VR. So
have you played Gran Turismo before in the past?
Gran Turismo, it was like something A-spec. Was it 2 or
that was 4?
4, Gran Turismo 4 A-spec?
I played that. Yeah, it was 3 or 4 was one of them. It was A-spec.
I've played it here and there, like at a friend's house. I know for a fact already that it's not as good of a game as Forza, and that's the other thing, right?
Right.
Forza surpassed
much more polish on Forza.
Yeah, Forza has passed Gran Turismo a long time ago.
Although, just because we have a date of October 17th doesn't mean it's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, they don't have a year listed there, I noticed.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is Polyphony Digital, after all.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to wait a little bit, and I'm not going to get either one on release date, and I'm just going to wait and see what happens with these games. Because there's a lot of other stuff coming out around that time, right?
Yeah, well, that's the start of everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Destiny 2 will be out a couple weeks before Forza, and I'll still be playing that pretty hardcore, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. And I don't know.
Buy them both.
No, I'm not gonna. That's a lot of money for racing games, and you got to invest time in racing games because you got to build up enough bank to get all the cars and blah blah blah. And do I want to play it on PC with my steering wheel, or do I want to play it on my console and then do some of it in VR? I don't know.
It's such a tough decision for you to make. I'm glad I don't have to make that decision when it comes to the new Need for Speed.
I really just want like a proper racing game in VR. That's really all I want. If somebody can give me that, I'm on board.
Well, with the VR mode already in it in Gran Turismo Sport, and if you said 3/4 of the game or 3/4 of the tracks are in VR, could they not add more later? Like the structure's there for VR, obviously, right?
The thing that actually worries me is the fact that it's only one car. Like maps, okay, maybe they gotta because
the VR is one car.
No. It's all the cars.
Oh,
but it's one opponent.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's the part that I'm like, okay, so. Probably the problem is that there's not enough horsepower for all the polygons from an extra car.
Oh,
right?
Gotcha.
So, and these races in all these games, they can have a lot of cars in them. So that's probably where a lot of the problems are coming from.
Yeah, you're right. Because this is designed to be full 4K.
Yeah.
With all the details. And then
they're gonna have to scale that down.
Scale it down for VR. Yep.
So how far do they want to scale it down to get the full experience?
Right.
I understand that it's a trade-off. You know what? I'm a programmer. I get it. I understand limited resources. I just want the game that I want, and I want somebody to make it. And maybe I'll just quit my job and go make car racing games for VR.
Excellent. Let's do it. I'll join you. All right. Well, that's it.
Good.
That's it for episode number 258. I believe, Cynics, it's up to you to take us out again.
Hi, I'm Jeff. Goodbye. Follow me on Twitter at SINNIX, baby.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place, and for show notes, go to omgnexus.com.
He had to read that off the.
I forgot which one it was.
Forgot
which one it was. Yes, I had to look.
100 and some odd shows, and he had to look.
It's different every time. Oh. Every time it's different.
The website has
every time.
It's not changed since Sean rebranded like 2 years ago.
More than that now. It's like 3 years ago. I am Sean Evans, otherwise known as Ziantane. That is Xiantayne, and that hasn't changed in a very, very long time. If you like our show, give us a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share us with all of your friends, and follow us on Twitter at the OMG Hour. That's it. We'll be back again next week. Who knows what day, but we'll be back.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. And Sean, I'll point out you forgot your name at the beginning of the show. So.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.